strategies and tactics and techniques that we use to go from $0 to $30 million in an impact-driven business while spending 90% of my time doing what I love. There's nothing like the Powerful Living Experience, Inc. named it a top 3 must-attend personal development event for entrepreneurs and leaders, and I want to see you there. We've got some discounted tickets right now, plus some additional bonuses. Again, all the information is in the link in the show notes, or you can jump on over to powerfullivingexperience.com, get registered, and I will plan on seeing you there along with 1,000 other impact-driven, incredible members of our community for 3 days that you will never forget. And now, back to your regularly scheduled episode. Hey, it's David. Welcome to A Changed Mind, a sanctuary for your spirit, a place where each and every episode I remind you of the certainty of the goodness of the future. I'm your friend, your host, your guide, David Bayer. You ever wonder why some people seem to turn every idea into success while most people struggle, no matter how hard they work? Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, the best-selling wealth and success book of all time, talks about 13 principles that unlock the secret to achieving wealth, success, and even personal happiness. But here's the twist. These principles aren't just about money. They tap into something way deeper, the way your mind creates your reality. So in this episode, I'm going to break down each of the 13 principles step by step, give it a little bit of David perspective and flavor, and by the end, you'll discover the one key factor that ties them all together. It's a principle most people overlook, but can make or break your success. And they try to model those effects, and by modeling those effects, they don't produce the results that they want. A first principled approach is not looking at a strategy that produces an outcome. It's understanding that that strategy is an effect of something that is a prior cause. And what the prior cause of successful strategies is mindset. Your beliefs determine what thoughts you have, your thoughts determine what emotions you have, and your emotions determine what action you do or do not take. Welcome back to A Changed Mind, a sanctuary for your human spirit, a place where I will remind you each and every episode of the certainty of the goodness of the future. My name is David Bayer, your friend, your host, your personal development Sherpa, and man, I am so excited about today's episode. If you have been doing the personal growth thing, if you've read the books, if you've gone to the events, you're tuned in to these personal development motivational channels on YouTube, you listen to a podcast like this and you're doing the work, but there's still a disturbance in your force. You get that your thoughts are creating your reality. You're wanting to personally grow, you're wanting to spiritually grow, but you're still experiencing more hustle, more grind, more stress, more anxiety than you would like. And you're trying to find a way that you can create even more without having to strip yourself down emotionally, psychologically, and spiritually. You're going to love today's episode because I'm going to be sharing with you a game-changing distinction. And this actually came out of a question that a very successful entrepreneur asked at a very intimate retreat I was doing at my home around personal growth. He said, listen, I get that I'm creating my own reality, but I'm learning through the things that I'm creating that I don't like. In other words, I'm learning through the challenges, I'm learning through the contrast, I'm looking at my reaction to the experiences of my life that I don't want anymore, and I'm uncovering the limiting beliefs that have actually created them. And I was like, wow, you're doing a great job. What's the problem? And he said, do I always have to learn through the materialization or the manifestation of my childhood traumas, of my limiting beliefs? In other words, do I always have to wait until the car accident to become a better driver? And I thought that was such an amazing question, and the answer is no. You do not have to wait until you're creating chaos in your life in order to understand the inner workings of your mind, in order to discover, become more self-aware of your limiting beliefs. There's a way to actually get out ahead of all of it. And I'm going to be talking to you about that during this episode of A Changed Mind. Now, if you have listened to other episodes and you have not yet given me a review or rated this show on your favorite podcast platform, please do so. And subscribe. And if you happen to be watching in studio here on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment, a question, and just let me know if you love this episode or not. And by the way, if you're a first-time listener, welcome. So let's dive right in. Is there a way that we can get out ahead of the materialization of our consciousness? Is there actually a way that we don't have to wait until we create something that we don't like in order to more deeply understand our thoughts, our emotions, our limiting beliefs so that we can change them? Can we get out ahead
of the car wreck? Yes, we can. Now, here's how this works. It is true that Earth is a trauma-based learning environment, that we have passed down from generation to generation to generation all kinds of traumas and misunderstandings and limiting beliefs, and that the purpose of our life in many ways is to actually work through those misunderstandings, and we do that because we're powerful creators and our thoughts or our beliefs become our reality. And so this is the spiritual game that we're all involved in, and it's the way that personal development has been encouraging us to manage our life. Let's take a look at the experiences that we're having, pay attention to what you think about those experiences, because those thoughts aren't actually an effect of the experience that you're having, but they are that which created the experience in the first place. And I go into great detail on all of this if you haven't yet listened or watched episode 2 and episode 3 of A Changed Mind, right? I lay the foundation for this conversation of Personal Development 2.0, how we can really go beyond self-awareness, learn how to rewire our brains, and re-engineer our reality. And if you go back and listen to those episodes, I provide you all kinds of amazing tools that are on the leading edge of personal growth, not just to become more self-aware, but how to actually change the way you think and
It's been a long day. And so that's, what it is. All right. See y'all later. Peace.